Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of the show. And on this episode, I'm going to be talking about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I'm also going to be talking a bit about Jurassic World as well. Now, when I started doing this video, I knew that this might end up being one of my more polarizing videos, just because it seems that people are pretty split when it comes to this movie. When I was a kid, I very vividly remember seeing Jurassic Park in the theater, and of course I just loved the movie as a child, and to be honest, the sequels I really didn't care that much for. I mean, I didn't hate them, but whatever. But by the time Jurassic World came out, I really just had no desire to see it. I just didn't care. But when a friend of mine suggested that I review Fallen Kingdom, I decided to go and watch Jurassic World first. And I mean, that movie did pretty well with critics and audiences, and after seeing it, I have no idea why. Honestly, I thought Jurassic World was pretty dumb. And what really gets me, though, is just how meta this whole thing is. The whole movie pushes this message about how it's wrong to bring these things back from extinction just to exploit them for profits or engineer them to be bigger and scarier just to get people to stay interested. And yet, that's exactly what they're doing with this franchise. It's not Jurassic Park anymore, it's Jurassic World. It's not just the T-Rex, it's the I-Rex, a hybrid of different dinosaurs. Just like the Jurassic World series is now a hybrid of the movies that came before it. I also love how the characters talk about how lame it is to have companies sponsoring these dinosaur attractions.
Verizon Wireless presents the Indominus Rex.
Oh, that is so terrible.
Why not just go the distance, Claire, and just let these corporations name the dinosaurs?
The irony here is that the whole movie is just chock full of product placement. The original Jurassic Park was a great movie. At the time, it stood out as an incredible achievement in filmmaking. And although some of the visual effects aren't completely flawless in a few of the shots, it still holds up incredibly well for a movie that's 25 years old. Jurassic World almost serves as a metaphor for itself, bringing back something from the past, adding some new crap to it, and in the end, the experience doesn't turn out so well, and leaves us with the message that these things are better left off alone. And yet, for some reason, we just keep coming back and doing the same thing over and over again. Now seems to be the time to just capitalize on all this millennial nostalgia, and it's working, so you can't really blame them for that from a business perspective. Jurassic World is just a bigger, flashier, and yet at the same time, dumbed down version of Jurassic Park. There's a theme park on an island which uses dinosaurs as attractions. Young relatives of the person basically running the park show up to visit. Then, while touring around the park, they get lost. In the original Jurassic Park, this made sense. They got lost trying to escape from the Dinosaurs Rex once it got loose. In Jurassic World, this whole process is ridiculous. The boys are touring around the park in these gyrosphere things and decide to go into a restricted area. Are the people who designed this park just incredibly short-sighted? Why are these gyrospheres user-controlled in the first place? Can they not see that having guests just traveling wherever they want around dinosaurs might pose a problem at some point? I can grant you the idea of giving the guests a little bit of control, but are there no boundaries to this thing? I mean, they seem pretty technologically advanced. Even golf courses have invisible boundaries for the golf carts. And when an emergency breaks out and they find that the gyrosphere with the boys still hasn't returned yet, they have to call for a team of rangers to go out there and bring them back? Again, these things seem pretty high-tech. You mean to tell me that you can track their location, but you're not able to remotely control them or even communicate with them? You're able to send out a message that the ride is closed, but you're not able to have a live conversation with the people inside? Even the original Jurassic Park was able to do this.
Now eventually you do plan to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, right?
No, the only way to talk to them is by calling them on their cell phone in an area that, of course, has terrible cell coverage. Next, the dinosaurs get loose and everything goes haywire. In the original Jurassic Park, this made sense. In order to gain access to the cold storage room and steal the dinosaur embryos so that he could sell them to another genetics company, Dennis Nedry ran a program that would disable the security throughout the park. This was only supposed to be temporary, but since Nedry was killed on his way to the dock, no one was able to gain access to the security system to enable it again. And this is what led to the T-Rex escaping and the subsequent shutdown of the entire system in order to gain access to the security grid, which turned off security to the raptor pen. In Jurassic World, the Indominus Rex escapes because people are dumb. They go to the I-Rex paddock, but the computer says there are no thermal signatures detected. And they see some scratches on the walls, so they assume it just must have climbed out. And nobody saw it. Not any one of these construction workers that are constantly working around this thing all the time. So Claire has to drive back to the control room in order to track the dinosaur's location based on its tracking device. Don't see why they wouldn't have this capability in the paddock as well. So Owen and a few of the workers go into the pen to take a closer look at the scratches. Maybe wait until you can pinpoint the dinosaur's location before you just walk into its cage. And to be honest, I don't even know what information are you really trying to gain here. Oh yeah, look at these scratches here. Based on these markings, we can confirm that the dinosaur does indeed have claws. You know, because of the scratches. Yeah. Turns out the Indominus Rex can camouflage itself and hide its heat signature, so it's actually still in the cage. So to get out, they open the door. And this is how the dinosaur gets out. This whole thing could have been avoided if they knew that the Indominus Rex could camouflage and hide its heat signature, but apparently nobody was aware of this. So you created a new breed of dinosaur to put on display, but you don't even know what it's capable of? That's like building a zoo and not knowing that cheetahs can run fast. And of course, in the end, when all hope is lost, they're all saved when a T-Rex comes in and fights the other dinosaurs. And yet Jurassic World manages to once again dumb this down by having Claire outrun a Tyrannosaurus Rex in high heels. Now that's pretty impressive. I mean, Ian Malcolm was only able to do that for an extremely short distance before the T-Rex collided with him. And later on, they were just barely able to outrun this thing with a Jeep. Now you might be thinking that she didn't have to run that far. And well, you're kind of right. The T-Rex paddock was pretty close to this main area. Another great design from this theme park. See, this way, if the T-Rex happens to get loose, like it did in Jurassic Park, there will be no chance of stopping it before it gets to the area with all the shops and restaurants and probably the highest concentration of people in the entire park. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom takes place a few years after the events of Jurassic World, and now the issue is that there's a volcano on the island that's erupting, which would kill all the dinosaurs. But of course, there's a bunch of people, including Claire now, who want to save the dinosaurs and let them live free on an island somewhere. It's weird. It's almost like we've seen this before.
An entire generation has grown up in a world where dinosaurs are living and breathing. But soon they're going to have to watch them go extinct. Or not. If people like you make a difference.
So you went from capitalist to naturalist in just 4 years. That's something.
So Claire visits this guy, Lockwood, who apparently started the dinosaur cloning with John Hammond. Pretty convenient that this is the first time we're hearing about him, and he wants to let the dinosaurs live in peace in a dino sanctuary, because it was John Hammond's dream. Which actually makes sense, because in The Lost World, we saw that John had become very much against the idea of a dinosaur theme park. Yet in the first Jurassic World, we're told that his dying wish was to open a dinosaur theme park.
John Hammond entrusted me with his dying wish, and not once did he mention profits.
So which is it? Is this series going with how John Hammond felt in the first movie, or how he felt in the second? So Claire goes to get Owen, who's building a house by himself, and they fly off to the island, along with the two obnoxious millennial characters, Franklin the tech whiz, who I guess is supposed to be the comic relief, but ends up just being incredibly annoying and helpless. Zaya, the dinosaur veterinarian, who I guess is supposed to be the strong female character, but ends up just being an asshole. It's a good thing these characters are only in the movie for a small amount of time overall. Gee, I wonder who this character is. I bet there's no way the snarling military man turns out to be a bad guy. So they get to the island and have to go locate Blue, the raptor.
I'm gonna need to borrow your truck.
I'm coming with you. We don't know what kind of conditions she might be in.
Miss, things could get hairy out there.
These are powerful sedatives. One too many and she could have respiratory failure. Also, I'm not as soft and witless as your comment implies.
How is he implying that you're soft and witless? by warning you that it could get dangerous? He's completely right. It doesn't matter that you're a former Marine. You've never been to this island. You've never interacted with these dinosaurs, and you literally have nothing to protect yourself with in case these extremely lethal animals decide to kill you. So maybe drop the attitude, because you have absolutely no idea what you're getting into, and if something does go wrong, these are the people who will be defending you. Anyways, the volcano starts exploding, and I'm wondering at this point if Owen was genetically modified to be comprised of some sort of material that isn't affected by extremely high temperatures. So as they're loading the dinosaurs onto the boats, the military guy is collecting their teeth, and you may be wondering why he's doing this. Is he trying to collect their DNA? Who knows? I'm sure at some point we'll find out and it will all make sense. Anyways, instead of taking the dinosaurs to the new island, they take them to Lockwood's mansion, which is equipped with a lab and a bunch of cages, because this is apparently where it all began. So do the cages mean that they were actually making the first dinosaurs in here? I don't know, maybe this is just me, but if I decided to start bringing dinosaurs back to life, probably wouldn't pick my basement. Imagine discussing that one with the contractor. Yeah, so I'm looking to finish the basement, you know, make it kind of a man cave type deal. Not so much man cave though, more dinosaur prison. Anyways, they start auctioning off the dinosaurs to rich people because I guess some of them want them as pets or to use them as weapons. Either way, it doesn't matter how you spin it, it's still an incredibly stupid idea to own one of these things. And then they decide to bring out a prototype, the Indoraptor. It's the perfect weapon for the modern age, as they call it. Makes complete sense that in this age of technology, the perfect weapon would be organic and made of soft tissue that could easily be destroyed. It needs to be fed and kept healthy. Also, has a mind of its own, completely unpredictable. Yes, this is, these are the traits you want in a weapon. Come on, people, let's get real here, all right? It's 2018. We're in a new age now. You want to go to war with, drone strikes and robotic weapons? Efficient combat methods? Yeah, I don't think so. What you want to go with is a bunch of prehistoric beasts. Yeah. No one's gonna see that coming. Anyways, they're not even supposed to be selling it because it's just a prototype, but Mills is like, screw it, we'll just make some more. And Dr. Wu was like, yeah, but so will they. Well, who's they? What do you mean, so will they? These other people, they're just gonna start cloning dinosaurs too? Does everybody have access to this technology? Everybody's doing it. Everybody's cloning dinosaurs? So military guy tranquilizes the Indoraptor and goes into the cage so that he can take one of its teeth. Wow, whatever he's collecting these teeth for, it must be pretty important. Well, now we get to find out. He's collecting dinosaur teeth so that he can make a necklace out of them. Yep, that's it. Not to collect DNA to sell to someone or something like that. Nope, this is just a big vanity project for this guy. So of course the thing gets loose, and then we find out that this little girl isn't Lockwood's granddaughter. She's actually a clone of his daughter. And that's what drove him and Hammond apart. Yes, it's a classic story, really. Two friends driven apart by cloning technology. One said, let's clone dinosaurs. The other said, why don't we clone some people along the way? Created a rift between two friends that could never be fixed. Tale as old as time, really. Oh, hey, it's those two characters that haven't been in the movie for the past 20 awesome minutes. So Franklin manages to help her and unlock her handcuffs. But oh no, I guess we can't have her character actually thank him for setting her free. That would make her look weak or something. So let's just have her grab his face and grit her teeth. I also love how this whole character's purpose in the movie was to save Blue from being wounded. I mean, that's really all she did in the entire movie, so maybe now we're gonna get to see something different. Maybe she'll find a way to disarm this guy somehow. After all, she's a former Marine, but instead, she just puts the one creature she was trying to protect directly in harm's way. I guess it's a good thing this guy sucks at shooting so much that he had to get way too close to this raptor. Otherwise, you'd probably have to save the thing's life again. So the Indoraptor crawls all over the mansion and finally goes into the little girl's room to kill her, but luckily Chris Pratt shows up. Don't know how he knew where to find her, but whatever. Wow, it looks like one person with a semi-automatic rifle is doing pretty well against the perfect weapon for the modern age. Of course he runs out of bullets though, but that's okay because it's time once again to have the human be suddenly saved when dinosaurs fight dinosaurs. So I guess a canister full of cyanide gas started leaking during all the gunfire and explosions. I guess it's always a good idea to keep these things sitting out in the open in a place where you're creating and holding dinosaurs. And the gas is gonna kill all the dinosaurs, so Claire opens all the cages, but there's one big door left preventing them from leaving. And in a moment of actual sanity, Claire decides it's best not to open the door and let the dinosaurs die. But that doesn't stop the kid from slamming on the button because
I had to. They're alive. Like me.
They're alive just like you? What does that even mean? Is that because they're clones and you're a clone as well? So there's some kind of link there? You're gonna compare these wild, dangerous prehistoric creatures to yourself, the 10-year-old girl? So now all the dinosaurs are out and we gotta learn how to coexist with them, as if this is a good idea somehow. Like, these dinosaurs aren't totally a threat to our well-being.
We've entered a new era. Welcome to Jurassic World.
Whoa! No way! It's like the title of the movies! It's like the actual planet! Ah! So I guess this is the direction the franchise is going now. I mean, it makes sense. It's making too much money to actually conclude. You know, give the character some common sense, like, hey, you know what? Every time we've messed with dinosaurs hasn't gone so well. But no, let's just have them live with us. Yeah, see, that's the problem. We've been segregating them. You know, we just have to live together in harmony. Worked for the Flintstones. Well, that's pretty much it for this one. I thought it'd be good to do a newer movie for you guys. Also, be sure to check out my Instagram account because I'm gonna have some clips from bad movies as well as bad movie memes and of course my favorite Breen memes. And as always, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. It's like the Force Awakens of the Jurassic Park franchise. Actually, you know what? No, that's being kind of mean to the Force Awakens. It's more like Weekend at Bernie's 2.